going, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of the Esteemed Gentleman podcast. I am one of your hosts, Scott Labrie. Joined alongside me, as always, we have Tyler Sund.
Hello.
And Eric Deshane.
Hello.
And before we get going, you guys, I want to ask you a question, and that is, what was your favorite TV show growing up? Before going to kindergarten or anything like that, what did you watch in young infant kind of age?
I used to watch a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Looney Tunes was really big. Power Rangers was really big, but my favorite of all is probably Sonic the Hedgehog was my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very emotional show for me because Robotnik was a real evil bastard in that show.
Is that that's the old one, right? Like where he's like, I like chili dogs.
Yep, exactly. And then when Robotnik came and started turning all of his friends into robots and stuff, and he was like super upset, and yeah, it was very good. And what's the guy's name? Snively? Is that his little assistant? With the little elf-looking guy at the big nose?
No idea.
He was just like, and then I remember, I was watching it, and there was like a 2-part episode, like a long episode, because it's like a season finale, and Robotnik actually dies, and then Snively takes over, and in half a season he's in charge, and basically what he does is he tries to rebuild Robotnik into a big robot suit, and it was just one of the best shows I've ever seen, man. It was so good.
I remember that too. There was a big scene with Metal Sonic 2. It was like Sonic's uncle, and that was a whole dramatic thing with that too.
Yeah.
Like,
Scott, man, you guys got to check it out.
Yeah, that's right. Sense at all.
That was amazing.
I'm the middle version of you.
Why didn't get any Emmy nominations? I do not know.
Isn't it also at the end they had like those PSAs like, remember kids, Sonic doesn't do drugs, so you shouldn't either, or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't. If they did, I don't remember those parts.
Yeah,
that's sort of thing.
Yeah, that worked out well for me then if they did, because I don't remember any of them. What about you, Scott?
I was gonna say, Power Rangers. I definitely remember watching that. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it was kind of more going towards. I think Turbo was on its way. He had the shitty Ranger kid who sucked.
Yeah.
But then eventually went to Power Rangers in space, and that was pretty cool. What else did I watch? Like, it used to be just pretty much Power Rangers. I mean, Pokemon was a big thing too, but that was kind of getting into grade 1 there as well. Those were kind of my big things. A lot of action-y shows. I think I wasn't really into like, Barney or Sesame Street. It's like, fuck learning. It's like, let's see people beat each other up.
Exactly. Superpowers.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and whatever was else. Like, I think I remember watching Rugrats a lot too. The Zone on YTV back in the day. That was a good time. What about you, Eric?
For me, it was same as Tyler, pretty much. Those same kind of shows. I watched one of my favorite ones. Still stands out is still the Batman the Animated Series.
Oh yeah,
back then that was a groundbreaking show, especially for a kids show. That was how dark it was and how serious it took. Its tone was really great, and it didn't dumb it down as a kids show. It was full of mystery and intrigue, and made you think sometimes.
Backstabbing and
No, there was that one. I watched a lot of X-Men 2 as well. The same thing again there too. It wasn't a kind-hearted kid show. It was a little more serious at times, and enjoyed watching it. But for the longest time, we didn't have satellite or cable. We only had the 3 channels growing up. So
I was gonna say it's same here. It's channel 12 and 9.
12, 9, and 6, and sometimes you get 4.
Sometimes 13 on a really good day.
Really good day, but I watched a lot more movies than anything else. I remember watching lots of more movies. And one movie growing up was it's called The Rockadoodle. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. It's it's an animated movie, and it's by what the heck's the director's name? He did like the Black Cauldron, drag. The hell? Oh, Don Bluth. Like American Fail.
Oh yeah.
Don Bluth movie. That was like one of my earliest movies, and it's such a great movie too. It's animated so well, and a little story to it. So yeah.
Why does that ring a bell?
Don Bluth, yeah. So that's brought me into animation too. It was really good stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, you saying Batman the Animated Series and X-Men made me remember I used to watch the animated Spider-Man one, the 90s version of that. I watched that a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
so Yeah, I never watched any of that stuff.
And then
It was always like Roadrunner.
yeah. Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote.
That's good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, those were classic. Remember with the
Rocket
Looney Tunes hour would come on, you're like, oh fuck yeah, with that awesome intro. Play. Oh yeah.
I think I remember seeing Garfield and Friends quite a bit too. I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. We didn't have that one.
I see it here, Rockadoodle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like an Elvis kind of.
It looks very, yeah, it's like a, like a rocks.
Yeah, he's a
rock show.
the main rooster is like it's all about Elvis's kind of story, right? And it's
right.
It's really I liked it. The owl was really fucking scary and.
Damn! Look at that chicken. She's hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Don Bluth made the American Tail and Fievel Goes West and stuff. I remember those.
Yes, that's the one I couldn't think of. Yeah.
Fievel Goes West was so freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Dom DeLuise.
Mm-hmm.
That's retarded.
Chubby cat. Definitely made kids confused. That's for sure.
Dragon.
Right.
What's the game he made? Don Bluth game that was the really tough arcade game.
Oh, it was Space Ace and
that one. And what was the dragon one?
Yeah, the dragon where you're a knight.
Yeah, the hell is that one called?
And it's animated like his cartoons were.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair.
I was gonna say Knight's Tale. I'm like, no, that's the Heath Ledger movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another pretty decent movie.
It's pretty good.
Girls were swooning all over that one.
Thirsty
ass hoe. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. Well, let's get into our week here. What have you guys been watching?
I just finished the Tiger Woods documentary here yesterday.
How was that?
Yeah, that was actually really good. I was expecting it to be more like The Last Dance, where it would kind of go through his life of just performing and kind of the bumps along the way. But no, this was like he's not even involved in interviewed the whole time. It's all other people, and it's pretty much like a good half of it's him and his dad's relationship growing up, and then the other half is just the fucking stories and the downfall he had, and like the sex, the prostitutes, the fucking how out of hand it got. Oh yeah, it was. They don't hold back on him at all. It's pretty.
It's only 2 parts, right?
Yeah.
So is it like one?
Long,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, they're both an hour and a half long though. So
okay. Is it like the first part, like here's his rise kind of thing, and then the second part's his
pretty much
downfall?
How his dad, how his dad groomed him to be this great golfer, and then how he prepped him for his professional phase, but once he kind of got older, went on his own, he kind of fell apart, and it's kind of rubbed off from his dad. Like his dad was always in an affair and cheating on his wife, and he kind of took that too. And
jeez.
Oh yeah, it goes into some pretty dark stuff.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a shame that he didn't get involved. But I guess if they were focusing so much on the negative stuff, that makes sense. That's why he wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's
go ahead.
I didn't really want to know. Sure, you get his side of the story and everything else, but still, I would like to have him involved in the series, right? But no, it's just not really that.
Because that's the best parts of The Last Dance is they have the tablet and they shows oh, here's what Gary Payton said about you, Michael. Yeah. Michael's like, I don't give a shit about Gary Payton. That's the best parts of the whole Last Dance part. But or seeing Michael Jordan choke up when he's listening to his mother read an old college letter from him asking for money and stuff.
Oh, jeez.
You haven't seen that yet, Tyler?
No.
You gotta watch it.
I don't documentaries. I don't know, man. The only documentaries I like are making of movies, and that's about it.
I would say this is probably one of the best documentary series in a while. Tiger King was great because it was just such a tire fire, but it wasn't really
I don't know. I think the best documentary is American Vandal.
If you like basketball, you should definitely take it.
Or The Office.
It is good.
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe they canceled American Vandal. That's such a good show.
Never seen that one.
Really?
I haven't seen the second season yet. I still really want to see the second one.
So good.
Is it better than the first, you think, or what?
I think so. Because the prank is way more
It's just epic, right?
There's like food poisoning. Everybody
And I
shit
remember,
in their pants.
right? I remember seeing like the video footage, and it's like, man, like, did this actually happen? Like, hundreds of kids poisoned, whatever, and like get like really bad diarrhea and this and that. I'm like, holy crap, how did this happen? And then it ended up being an ad for the season 2 of American Vandal. I'm like, oh my god, so fucking funny. Kids just screaming and just shit shooting out everywhere.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before. Oh shit!
Fantastic. Yeah, it's like
The first
if
season's
people have
very
never
good.
seen it, it's essentially like a crime documentary series, like parody, where instead of like them dealing with murder, they're dealing. The first season is who drew dicks on all the teachers' car in the parking lot. So it's like, and there's like all the camera footage was missing and stuff like. So they're like, it's a 10-episode thing of them just going through. It's like, here's the main suspect, and then you go through it. And it's actually a really well done mystery as well. So that's part of the charm to it. And the characters are just like all fucking stupid and like,
It's
typical
so
high school
funny.
people. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
It's really funny.
But yeah, we kind of jumped on Eric's week there.
Sorry, Eric.
No. The next thing after that was just Godzilla King of Monsters. I caught up on that because I saw the trailer for the new Godzilla vs Kong. So I gave this one a watch and
let's go Godzilla.
I enjoyed it. I watched a few Godzilla movies growing up, and they're very much hammy and played for a lot of laughs back in the day. But I enjoyed that one a lot. It took it seriously. It made the monsters menacing, and it was really good. Yeah.
They expanded on what worked in the first one,
Yeah,
and really went full tilt on the second one. It's like, yeah, I want to see more Godzilla, and so they did.
they did. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Way more. Finally.
More monsters. Yeah, bigger story.
More
to it,
fights.
Yeah, like it's some stuff I'm not a huge fan of. Like it was a lot of exposition moments where it's just you exist to only say things and say it fast and get people like there's no way to figure stuff out for yourself. It's like okay,
Right. Yeah.
that is what it is, but overall it was still entertaining. I liked it, so yeah.
Right. Exactly. It's a big monster movie. Monsters fighting each other. That's what you're paying to see. So, and that's exactly what it is. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a masterpiece. It's not going to win Academy Awards for great, best movie of all time, but it's still, entertaining. It's like my Pacific Rim, so I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't Guillermo del Toro come out and say that he'd be down to do a Godzilla Kong Pacific Rim crossover thing?
I was just gonna say that because I saw that on Facebook, and he would totally be down to bring that because they're kaiju, right? And that's what the guys in Pacific Rim are fighting, and that's basically what they are. So it's like, oh, what if the Secret War back then was that, and Godzilla is like one of the big early defenders of the Earth, but then they all died off, and now the humans are now the, the defenders and building their own robots and big monsters. So I thought that'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
And get the Power Rangers in there.
Power Rangers come in, yeah.
Well, they're doing a crossover or something, aren't they, as well? Or Power Rangers and something else, if I remember correctly.
Oh, are they?
I could have sworn I read that somewhere. Power Rangers and another franchise were gonna come together for us, either a movie or a series or something.
I mean, in the past they've had like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show up in an episode or whatever, but
okay.
Or all the Red Rangers come back. It was good.
Yeah, whatever it is, something like that. But no, I thought maybe it wasn't Power Rangers, maybe it was something else. Another series I was in like two opposite ones, tying each other together for no reason because they just could.
Yeah,
right.
I can't remember what the hell it was, but
yeah.
And it's kind of all I got to this last week here. I was not much else that I watched or did really. Played some more Star Wars.
Yeah,
that pretty much every night. And Battlefront 2 is a good game to play. Yeah, so
cool
for sure.
Yeah.
Tyler, what you been watching this week?
Well, I finally watched WandaVision.
Ooh, about time.
Yes, we burned through that really quickly. It's really good, really, really good. I almost forgot that you're watching like a Marvel movie for the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
because or like a Marvel show because it was just so well done that it just felt like an actual like 1960s sitcom. But we can talk about that a little more.
For sure.
But
I mean, like what are your thoughts on the first 4 episodes there? you have any theories going forward or anything like
Well,
that?
Carly's really into it, and actually Wanda is one of her favorites. You know, top 2 for sure. Black Widow is probably her favorite, I think, but she really likes Wanda, and she thinks that someone's doing something to her.
Okay.
Is somehow keeping her in some kind of I don't know. Like in the first couple episodes, we're like, okay, what is happening here? Like, how come Vision's back? He died, didn't he? I'm like, fucking no. I'm sure he died, but maybe once they stopped in Endgame, they maybe reset things and maybe he's back now. But it's like no, because then Tony Stark would be back. He's like, no, this doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
obviously he's a figment of her imagination, possibly. So something's happening to her.
Well,
and
you kind of get that in episode 4 too,
and then episode 4 came along. Exactly. And then it's like, and then she sees Vision come in and like he's got the big crater in his head and his eyes are all white like he's been dead, like he's a walking corpse. And I'm just like, holy fuck. And it's like, oh, maybe she's the one that's doing this and she's the one that's doing this to the town and whatever, right? But it's like, but then you look at the little advertisements, like the little commercials, and some of them say Hydra on the stuff, and it's like, is Hydra behind this? How the fuck are they manipulating her? Like, where did she even go after Endgame? Like, I'm so like, I need to know more.
Well, like I think watching episode 4, you kind of get the idea that she's kind of in control of a little bit of the broadcast, like because she's able to push her out of there and stuff. And I think like these advertisements, they do have ties to her, like that second commercial there where they're talking about the watch, and it's called the Strucker watch. And Strucker was the scientist in Age of Ultron who was doing experiments on her and her brother Quicksilver.
Okay.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like I think even those are just kind of like weird kind of snippets from her subconscious or something like that.
Right, just like all the traumatic pieces are all coming together here and there, manifesting.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I'm not surprised we haven't seen or even going to see. Was a big part of her introduction was with Quicksilver too, her brother. We haven't seen he passed away in Ultron. I haven't seen him since. I thought with that being such an integral part to her character, we would see maybe some hints of that, but nothing right now. So I'm not sure.
Maybe he'll come back. Yeah,
maybe that's going to come, or it could be referenced again or something, because that should be part of her psyche too. If not, that's not just Vision, right? So I thought we see a hint of that at all, but nothing yet, even still. So and
so all the other side characters that are in there, I think those are actually like, well, obviously they're all real people that are they like just playing by her rules? Are they just pretending to, go along with her and fear that she's gonna like erase them? Like
I think
what's
like
the deal?
they might be brainwashed because like, remember in the first episode, or maybe the second one, whenever she's at that little meeting or whatever, and they're trying to talk to her on the radio. And then that one blonde lady kind of just like all of a sudden she kind of freezes and she's kind of like scared of like Wanda, and all of a sudden she
exactly
like snaps back into whatever her role's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, and then same thing with the third episode where they're all in the house and they're all like, no, don't say nothing, don't tell her. And then the one woman breaks and she kicks her out. The other one's like, everyone else is afraid to say or kicked out or something's gonna happen.
Which is why I'm so confused, because like even at the end of episode 4, like Vision almost looks like he's scared of her. Like why is he's not even a real thing, like a living thing. Like why is he scared of her? Like what the fuck is happening?
He's coming in,
I'm so confused.
I shouldn't exist or something. Like he's starting to figure out maybe something else is going wrong too. As well.
And like we can go anywhere we want to, right? Like we can leave this town, we can go somewhere else, right? And she's like, no, this is our life or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, well, something fucking weird's happening. I don't think it's all Wanda that's doing this, that's manipulating. I think she's being forced to do this, and Hydra's involved somehow. That's my theory.
Or she thinks she is doing it, but yet something else is not right with that, and she's being manipulated somehow. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like she feels like she is in control, but she's actually like not completely.
Something. Yeah,
like the way she can rewind things. She's like, no, rewind, start over.
Yeah, not like this. And then I was like, well, what the hell? Like.
Yeah.
You're definitely you have some power here, but maybe you're not in total control, or
right. Yeah. Then another thing I loved about the 4th episode was how much it reminded me of X-Files.
Yeah,
like so much. Like the two guys trying to find out, and they got the different EF readers. They come from different backgrounds. He's open-minded, and she's like the tech junkie, and like just kind of working with the government and like quarantining the whole town. It's just like, oh yeah, very Mulder and Scully kind of vibe going on. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, all these two goofball characters that have such minor roles, and now they're like the main focus. And I'm like, that was kind of cool how they did that. I like that quite a bit actually,
Mhm.
because he's the parole officer in Ant-Man, right?
Yes. That was one
Right?
of my favorite parts was he did the magic trick
When
when
pulled
she
up the
shows
card.
up, and I was like, yes, he did.
Right? I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, that's the same guy, I think. And then he did that. I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
why Marvel's so good. Just like the tiniest, smallest callbacks. It's like,
Yep.
if you
And
never
they
seen
don't
Ant-Man and the Wasp, you don't know who the hell that guy is. But if you have, then it's like, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people can look at you funny, like, why are you so excited about this? Did I miss something? Yeah, you did.
And yeah, I just want to say, like, the opening of episode 4 was fucking crazy. Like, everybody coming back, like, in the hospital.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
And
that's
we're
what I
like,
wanted to say, too.
oh, fuck. Like, we're at capacity. Because, like, I'm guessing people that are coming back are also maybe people who were dying at the time
Yeah,
or
well,
something like that.
Right?
That's what I
Could
wanted
you
to talk about
imagine?
too,
Like,
because in Spider-Man's last time it got referenced and everyone just kind of appears, it's kind of played off for laughs, right?
Mhm.
Well, for once we got a serious version of like, well,
right.
what happens
Of
when
the
people
blip.
do come back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what
Yeah,
the fuck's happening?
especially when it shows it in a hospital too, where it would have been like full panic mode all of a sudden, and then the woman comes back, like, where's my mom? She just was discharged, like she should have been out. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
that's
Only out for maybe
so
15,
fucked.
20 minutes. Like, I think I fell asleep, but then it's
yeah.
like, dude, she died like 3 years ago. It's like,
Like that's what I wanted to see after Endgame, because like, well, the world kind of changed. So how did that happen? And
yeah, that
oh,
was kind of neat how
nice, yeah.
all that time had gone by and it was just like minutes to them, right?
Mm,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that
Like
was
even
it. Yeah,
in
compared to
Spider-Man,
when Spider-Man, where it was like, oh yeah, everyone popped. It's like, well, like more
yeah,
happened than that.
Right.
right? These kids that are in high school, are 3 years older than they were
Oh,
before, so it's kind of awkward, right? It's like, man, that'd be so fucked up.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, it's cool too that like they introduced us to Sword, because Sword is like a pretty big
Mhm.
thing in the comics and stuff like that. And like, I think
Yeah,
that's
and
even hinting more towards that the next big thing is going to be the Skrulls and stuff like that, because
Mhm.
they're talking about they
Well,
were
space
yeah,
exploration. For that,
exactly.
yeah.
So
I think
okay.
that's, yeah. If you watch, oh, was it end of? Was it end of? And Spider-Man: Far From Home.
yep.
You see Nick Fury with in that space station there. So I'm guessing it's all part of Sword and all this stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Okay. Because I was kind of confused as
because
to
yeah,
like where the hell he was.
that whole conversation with the director of Sword and that what was her name, Rambo, was like how like she's grounded because she's of everything that happened, but like their main thing is to go up in space and have
Right.
missions up there, right?
Yeah,
So
because Sword is essentially Shield, but for space, essentially.
for space,
Yeah.
Shield was
Right.
Shield in the comics. Shield's all about the home defense, and Sword was all about the outer space and all the more
Sword and
offensive stuff like that. Yeah,
That's
exploration
cool.
and yeah.
Well, there you go. Something I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like they answered so many. Well, they gave us more pieces of the puzzle, but still, you're left with so many more questions. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
it's cool them writing the questions on the board, because everybody else is like, yeah, I'm also curious about that. It's like, why is it a big hexagon? Why does that matter? Like,
Right? Yeah. Is Vision alive?
yeah.
That's the one I want. I'm like, oh, nice. It's like everybody that has these questions, it's got questions from everybody what they would think of. That was really well done. It was, yeah, it's excellent.
See,
Really
the
enjoying
one thing that I caught too was in the comics when Vision first came out, he wasn't green and multicolored like he is now. He was originally white, a big white, the cybernetic robot. So
Mhm.
now with his stone out, he turned like how he is in the comics. He's all white and pale. And so I'm wondering if he is coming back, he's just gonna be Vision, but not the one we know, right? It's gonna be more of that robot and more basic function kind of thing. So I'm curious to
Mhm.
see if they do that with that character as well. So
Okay, I have a really dumb
in
question.
Wanda season without the stone, he's with a hole in the head, but he is white though, right?
Right.
So I'm
Right.
curious to follow that narrative as well. So yeah.
So my dumb question, because I mean I love the Marvel movies and everything. I didn't really read too many of the comics, but like Wanda, I didn't realize like I know in the sitcom she's able to manifest things
Mhm.
and they just show up.
Yeah.
So is she actually able to do that even outside of whatever the hell's going on with her? Like is she able to make something just appear?
Maybe their powers come from the Mind Stone, so who
Yeah.
Right.
knows?
So did she do that with Vision? Did she bring him?
Maybe, yeah. That's what hopefully.
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe because I know in this is her character doesn't exist because she's technically a mutant by all the narratives.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
not a creation. She's a mutant she's a Magneto's daughter.
Yeah.
So her powers are mutant powers.
Right.
So this whole character they made for the movies is just their own pretty much OC version of Wanda. So we don't really know. There's no reference point of what she can and can't do. So yeah, it's tough to compare her.
Yeah.
So
In the comics, I believe she does have some like reality bending and like alternate universe kind of like powers and stuff like that.
But it's just waved off as mutant powers, and she can kind of get away with whatever the hell she wants, right? So yeah. But now with the because of the stone, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm curious to like at the end there, because I mean she is supposed to be in the comics. She's Magneto's daughter, and like people might be thinking that somehow her reality bending power might somehow, cause mutants to come into the world or something like that. That might explain how they add them to the MCU. It's like that's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, jeez, it can go in so many directions, man.
Oh yeah, like
they could be making movies for fucking centuries.
Well, it's a good thing they have Kevin Feige at the helm because he knows what he's doing. So
he definitely does, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. So what else you been watching there, Tyler?
Nothing as epic as WandaVision, but another great one I've been watching is this one's kind of hit and miss for a lot of people I know, but I really enjoy is Disenchantment. I'm on season 3. Well, I was caught up as soon as it came out because I was a big Simpsons fan and Futurama and all that stuff. And this is definitely a lot different than Futurama, and well, not different, maybe like mixed with a dash of like super dark humor. But I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. There's a lot of like good twists and stuff in there because when I first started watching Disenchantment, I thought it was gonna be like The Simpsons, where there's like no real big story arcs. It's just like something happens in this episode, then something happens in this episode. Maybe a couple episodes will tie in together, but this is like from start to finish, like an actual, gradually advancing storyline. Narrative.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I really like it. It's so stupid in some parts, but other parts you'll be rolling around laughing your ass off, and in other parts you're just like, okay, come on, let's move this along. But it's still just so good. And of course John DiMaggio, who does King Zog. Fuck, man, that guy needs all the awards for voice acting. It's so good. Yeah, I'm at a pretty good part where he loses his mind. Fucking, he's making all those noises. Oh my god. But other than that, haven't really been watching too much stuff. That's about it. And as for video games, it's just been ever since we had our one episode and Eric brought up Command and Conquer and Red Alert. That's all I've been playing now. That's all I've been playing is fucking Yuri's Revenge. So good. Yeah.
Eric, did you want to talk about your money making scheme before I get into my week, or what do you want to do?
Oh yeah, I want this. I did dabble a bit with this whole Wall Street bets and this whole GameStop stock.
Are you up or are you down?
I'm down today, unfortunately. Yeah, today was a negative day, but it should. Well, I don't know. I think I know what I'm talking about. I have no fucking clue. I was on the train.
You were up like what, $300 or something? $300
on Friday, but today I should have sold, but I didn't sell. I held like everybody else.
Hold the line, brothers.
It's not about the money; it's about sending a message, right?
Yeah, I only lost $2. So it wasn't too bad. Like for me, this isn't the whole. This is just kind of the fuck around with kind of thing. I'm not betting like some of them where it's $20,000 or even more.
Oh yeah.
YOLOing the whole savings on this. Like no. I'm just gonna make money if I can. If I don't, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. So it doesn't really bother me too much if I'm down a couple $100. But all I'm doing this for is to get as much money as I can and then reinvest it into something else. I can
short-term, quick turnaround.
This is for me. So I'm not looking too much into it. Just like I'm looking at things when it's going to tell me to sell, I'll sell stuff. So yeah. I mean, it's fun to read the comments on the forums and everything else on Reddit. So there. Lots of idiots on there and lots of
That's the thing. Like I was looking at it and I remember seeing this on like Sunday night. I was on Reddit. And all of a sudden, like before this all started, like somebody was like posting about going to the moon, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck are you talking about. And then like a week later, it's like, oh, I should have been paying attention to whatever fuck that Reddit post was because I could have made a lot of money. And then it was like, do I jump in on it now, or am I too late? Like, I just kept like looking at it, and I kept asking people like, should I? And they're like, I don't know. And then like looking at Dogecoin, it's like, should I buy a bunch of Dogecoin? It's like, no. It's like silver's really hot today, guys. Everybody's going buy silver. Should I buy silver? And I'm like,
no.
Now I'm just like, ignore it. I'm not getting into it anymore. Just stop.
Yeah, exactly. I was the same way.
Big talk today is everything's like, oh, the silver went up. It's like, yeah, they're just trying to spam it with other shit so they can get rid of this whole talk, right? So they want to drown it out because trying to.
I was at an 80-year high or something like that.
At
some point today.
Yeah.
And now it's back down.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not overly invested where I have everything riding on it. It's just the putz around and see if I can make a little bit of money, and that's all. So I've been stock trading since October, so I know what I'm doing, but not really. But so I'm just hoping to see I can make a little bit of profit and give it a shot.
I was hoping. It's like, can I make like $200 real quick? Like, no. Okay.
No, the problem is to make a lot of money, you need volume, and that volume requires lots of money. But I just didn't have that set up right, so I only had like $500 in there to play with. So
money and patience, two things I do not have.
Like on a good day, if you can get like a 10% gain, that's really great. But you need like a good enough volume where if you have 10% of 70 shares at $5, no, not even that, at $1 a share, at 10% $7. But if you have 1,000 shares, 10% $700. So that's when volume comes more important. And then if you don't have the volume, you're just not really making a lot of money. So this is just for me to kind of play with and see if I can do it. That's all. Yeah.
Right on. Cool. Well, I guess I'll move on to my week, and I didn't have a very exciting week, I guess. But I did watch Blood of Zeus on Netflix, and this show is fucking awesome. I highly recommend it to anybody. So it's by the same studio that did Castlevania, except for it is about Greek mythology. I think it's only 8 episodes long. They're half an hour each. I watched it all in one Saturday afternoon. And though essentially the premise of it is in ancient times, the gods versus the Titans. The gods defeat the Titans, and as Zeus killed the last Titan, he placed a curse on the gods, and when his body hits the ocean, the giants rise out of the ocean, and there's another war essentially, which causes a bunch of casualties on both sides. Eventually, gods do beat the Titans, and they seal their souls away in a prison and throw the giant bodies into the ocean. And then many years later, a giant washes ashore, and a human eats part of the giant, and then he becomes a demon, and all of a sudden that demons are afoot, and it's humans versus demons now. And the main character, his name is Heron. He is the son of Zeus, a bastard of Zeus, and Hera's just pissed off at Zeus. Is like, hey, you cheated on me one too many times, so she's going up against Zeus now, and it's just
Fool once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 100 times. Okay, we fucking
exactly.
Right, yeah.
And it's just it's the animation. If you've seen Castlevania, you know the fight scenes are fucking awesome. But take that same animation quality, but apply it to Clash of the Titans, where you have Zeus chucking lightning bolts and exploding the ocean up and stuff like that, and you got this awesome Ares, the god of war, fighting in slow motion and stuff like that. It's just so awesome and so epic. They do a really great job on the soundtrack too. They do a lot of orchestral and choruses and stuff, which is great. So I highly recommend that. Other than that, I've just been watching basketball, and the Raptors are still not good. And I kind of figured out that I might have cursed the Raptors. So here's the thing. So I've been playing NBA 2K every year, and the first time I ever went and been a pro and finished a whole entire series the season and won the championship. My pro played for the Toronto Raptors, and that next season they won the championship. Okay, the next season I was like, I'm not gonna play the next game. I'm not gonna play the Raptors. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna play with the Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. The Lakers win the championship that year. And this year, I still didn't go back to the Raptors. I went to the Portland Trail Blazers. So we'll see. They're not very good this year. So I don't think the Portland Trail Blazers are going to win, but it'd be pretty amazing if somehow it's 3 for 3 over these 3 years.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I have the magic.
That's your make money quick scheme there, Eric. Take notes. We're going to the moon, boys.
Yeah. To the moon.
To the moon.
Stupid. And then last little thing here is I might be lactose intolerant. I don't know. I had I was telling Tyler this before the podcast. I had a bunch of cereal. Like I don't have cereal a lot. Like I'll have cereal maybe like I'll go on a kick for like 1 week where I have a bunch of cereal and that's it for like the whole year. So I had a bunch of cereal last night. And
what kind of cereal?
I did Cheerios banana nut. It's like a new flavor.
Oh yeah. Leia loves that stuff.
Pretty good. And then I also got cinnamon toast crunch because that was on sale as well. But yeah, like I had like 2 giant bowls of cereal, and and I was just like gassy after that. And then like after that, it was just I won't get into graphic detail, but it was unpleasant. I lost some sleep last night. That's what I'll say. And so yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going through. Like, why did I get so sick last night? And like just going through what I ate, and it's like, cereal is the only weird thing that I ate that's out of the norm.
Right.
So I'm tempting fate, but I had another big bowl of cereal today, so we'll see. And I was a little gassy before the podcast started, so we'll see. But my stomach's feeling all right. I'll say that.
All right.
Try a glass of milk maybe next and just see.
Yeah.
Just milk, not the cereal. Maybe it's the cereal. Maybe there's something in the cereal.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. There's only one way to find out.
I mean, if I am lactose intolerant, that's bullshit. Because I mean, I grew up on the dairy. You know, like I had like every meal every day growing up. But then
milk.
All of a sudden after high school, it's like I don't need milk. So maybe that ruined it for me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same way here. Like that's one of the things I've learned too is that like no matter how much you've had, is one day your body's just like, yeah, you know what? From now on, for the rest of your life, you're gonna be lactose intolerant. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. So I think I might be too, because every time I have ice cream or cheese, I'm the same way now.
Yeah. You have tons of stomach problems too, right, Tyler? You've always had.
No, I do now. Yeah, like it's just so much damage done on it that I'm just barely holding together.
Because you swallowed that beer making kit.
What? What are you talking about? Beer making kit.
Got a lot of yeast in your stomach. I don't know.
Right? I don't know. Eating too much raw pizza dough when I used to work at BP's or something.
That doesn't sound good.
I didn't actually do it. I'm not fucking clapped like that. No. Maybe I wonder if cookie dough there shouldn't be any yeast in there. That'd be a weird cookie.
No, you can still get salmonella.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's why.
That's right. That's right. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Biology, man.
Biology. Miracles all around us.
That's right.
All right. Well, should we move into the main topic, or you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about?
No. I think I'm good.
Oh no! Wait.
Oh yeah.
What?
One of the biggest things we forgot to brought up. Eric had COVID.
Oh yeah.
Oh gee, we forgot.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, I had COVID. I got diagnosed and tested positive, and I was quarantined for 10 days.
So how did you figure you had COVID? Like,
at first I didn't think I had it. I stayed in isolation just in case. I just had sinus issues and migraines for the first couple of days. That's all it really was. It was terrible migraines and sinus problems, just blocked up. Couldn't stuffed up, couldn't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Then by the third evening, that's when I lost my sense of taste and smell. Then when that happened, I booked the appointment the next day and got tested because it was like I had some semblance of taste and smell. Like it was muddled a bit for a few days, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Right.
But then that third night, I'm cooking supper and I can't smell a thing of what I'm cooking. Right, so
Wow.
Yeah.
and I opened up the spice cabinet. I opened up everything else. I'm just taking sips of like chili powder, of garlic powder, and like hot sauce. I take a whiff of the hot sauce. My nostrils like tingle. Something should be hurting,
Right.
but I don't sense a thing. There's
Yeah.
nothing there. It's like,
That'd be so
oh
weird.
fuck. So
Yeah.
yeah, booked the appointment and yeah, positive the next day. And
And so did you get the nasal one, or is there like a
I got
saliva
both.
swab?
I got rapid
Both?
testing. So they do both for rapid testing. So you go one up the nose and you get one saliva swab as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
all the
and then
orifices.
within 4 hours, I got the reply back saying I was positive. So,
Oh man.
but yeah, so then I finished up the rest of the 10 days. But 3 days after, like that was the Tuesday I tested positive. By Friday, I was fine.
Huh.
I got everything back. My sense of smell came back. Yeah, no more headaches, no more things. I had
Okay.
some muscle aches, which is common for COVID too as well. But that
Right.
lasted for a few more days extra. But yeah, by the following Wednesday, it was after my 10 days. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So you started feeling like basically the crummiest of the whole thing was the
Mhm.
first like 5 days, probably, or
First,
what?
first 5, 6. The worst I felt would have been like the Wednesday, Thursday, because that's
Okay.
when I had it all. That's when I had no sense of smell, still had the migraine, still had all that, and no
Okay.
appetite because you couldn't taste it or smell
But no
nothing. So
breathing issues, nothing like that?
nothing like that. No breathing issues, no chest issues, no
Huh.
coughing. So no,
Okay.
I just had like the really the better part of it, just a bad flu, pretty much. Yeah. So
Right.
I got lucky with that.
Interesting.
But I
No
mean,
kidding.
I don't smoke. I'm always having a healthy-ish diet, and so
Right.
I never had any medical issues growing up or at all still. So luckily
Well,
for me,
congratulations. Wish I could say the same.
this was pretty easy. It wasn't too bad. Yeah. So
Yeah.
no, it was yeah.
Fuck.
I know the first night, that Monday, I didn't sleep at all. I don't know why I was so anxious, like if whether or not if I do or don't have it, but yeah, I mean, once I was tested positive, I was like, okay, well, I got it now. So
Just
I
got to
just
ride it out.
Yeah.
write it out, stay safe, don't get no one else
Yep.
sick, and that kept me
Exactly.
awake more. Was like, okay, if I was, and shit, who did I see, and who could I have gave
Right.
contact to, and who else could have
Yeah.
make it sick? Yeah, that scared me more. But I mean, I haven't seen my parents and my family in 3 weeks, and saw no one
Right.
else. Roommates not around, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So
got lucky
you
there.
don't really know how you got it, really.
I got no idea because no one else. I literally just been from work to my place here in town and haven't seen nobody else besides work, and no one else at work. They
Right.
got tested. No one else has it. Everyone's good
Mhm.
there still.
And
So
who knows? Like when you go shopping, somebody might have it.
yeah,
You just
yeah,
like walk past
Yeah.
them. Who?
exactly. Yeah, or touch something like I know the Wednesday before I got sick. I went shopping at Co-op, and that was the same day they closed the pharmacy down because that had an open case too as well.
Right.
Right.
But who knows? I just did groceries that night. So and for me, with because of the chair, I have to use my hands for everything, right? So I can sanitize as much as I want, but as soon as I touch my bars again, if there's COVID on my metal push bars, then it's on my hands again, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's no matter what I try, I'm kind of losing that way. So
Or maybe the government just told you you do have it. It's all
oh yeah,
can see.
to scare me. But
That's
no,
right.
it's no. Well, fortunate for me, I know people who have it a lot worse with COVID, but luckily for me, it really was really
Just a
good.
flu.
Wasn't nothing.
Were you nervous at all? Because where you live, there's a
Mhm.
lot of older people like
Yeah,
living
that
there,
was
right?
scary me too. Was once, I made sure I had gloves on. My mask was always on, and I leave the condo here. So, and yeah, no, I made sure if I was gonna go before I got tested, I was always covered up. And then yeah, I came in the place and didn't leave for 10 days.
Locked
Yeah,
yourself up.
yep. And then I got groceries delivered to me to my door. They just knocked on my door, and I just opened them up with my mask on, and brought them inside, and that was it. So no one came inside or nothing. So
That's good.
yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Luckily, I was able to get that done because yeah, halfway through, I'm like, I need groceries. Shit, I'm running
Right.
out of food.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that was good.
But now you're
But
feeling
no,
all 100%.
100%. Back at it. Yeah, so,
There
You
you
know.
go.
immune. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have it again. Hopefully, and yeah.
Well, you never know. I
You
don't know if you
never
can
know.
get the British version or
The
the
new
South
strain,
African one. I don't know if
yeah.
they're
COVID
technically different.
2.0. This time it's for real.
Going back, we didn't finish the job the first time.
Yeah.
Double down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's luckily it's over for me now and back at it.
Yes, that's
Not even away.
definitely good news.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have to cancel the podcast if you died. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Carry on, my spirit.
Yeah,
Carry on,
well,
my
yeah.
spirit.
Right on.
Open casting calls for new new cast members.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of COVID.
Yeah, should we get to our main
Yeah,
topic
let's go on to our main topic, and we're going to be talking about COVID restrictions and if our kind of thoughts on them. Have they gone too far, or are they kind of reasonable? And the reason we kind of thought of this topic was this demonstration or protest, I guess I should say, in Bonnyville, where Jenny's Diner and I guess there were other restaurants opened up. Broke restrictions essentially and started serving lunch. So this is from the Bonnyville Nouvelle. I'm just kind of read a couple excerpts. Yes, that's the word I'm trying to choke out of my. So yeah. So yeah, this is from Bonnyville Nouvelle. It says it was a different kind of protest that included vehicles filling up the parking lot and patrons lining up while waiting to be seated at Jenny's Diner and Bakery on Wednesday. That would have been Wednesday, what? The 27th?
Sounds right.
Yeah, Wednesday 27th.
24th.
24th?
Yeah. 27th was Saturday.
24th is Saturday.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm looking in February. Yes, sorry. Yep. 27th. You're right. Sorry. Yeah. In February.
All good. The restaurant opened its doors to dine-in services over lunch in protest of provincial health orders in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Bonnyville restaurant was among facilities across the Bonnyville and Cold Lake area that defied the restrictions on January 27th. Current restrictions only allow for restaurants to be open for takeout and delivery. This is a quote from Jenny. She says, we can open up safely. We can follow all the guidelines that Alberta Health put in place just like before. Hamel confirmed she wasn't given a fine for opening her dine-in area, and no RCMP or peace officers stopped by on Wednesday. Yeah, and they were open from 11:30 to 1:30, so just a couple hours to serve lunch there. But yeah, they had parking lot full, and from some of the pictures, like a full-on thing.
Full
which is kind of interesting because she mentions that like they're following the guidelines that were put in place before, but it's like, yeah, but you're supposed to have like every second table empty, so it's like obviously you're not doing that, and people are standing there waiting to get a table, so obviously that's also not,
if you're following the guidelines, you wouldn't be opening in the first place too, so that's 3. But I mean, that's all just going by that, like our opinions obviously are our own, but
yeah, I mean, like I kind of think like I was listening to the radio and they had the mayor of Bonnyville on, and this was the day of, I think, and he was talking about how it didn't make sense that barbershops and hairdressers could be open by appointment only, but why can't restaurants be open by reservation only or something like that, and continue to be low capacity? Like, why can't they do that? And he thought it was kind of silly that West Edmonton Mall can remain open, but like there's definitely not sanitizing all of West Edmonton Mall as much as they can sanitize like a small little restaurant, right? So he brought up some good points.
There are some very good points. I agree completely. Like even somebody had said too, like how come Walmart's allowed to be open, and have hundreds upon hundreds of people around, but like one little store that has maybe like 10 customers, come in once in a while here and there, and they can actually sanitize behind them and everything. Like what's the big? Yeah, so there's definitely really good arguments.
Yeah, and I mean, like when there is a lockdown, they're only thinking of the human needs, right? Which is like can you get food? So keep the grocery store open. Like,
Right.
You don't, like, a person doesn't need to go and sit down at a restaurant. Person doesn't need to go and get their hair cut. Those kind of things. But like, person has to be able to get clothes. They have to be able to buy groceries and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I guess like hardware stores, I guess kind of have to be open just in case all of a sudden a pipe bursts in your house and you have to fix that or something like that, right? So
Right.
it makes sense. Those places are allowed to be open, but like these total, it's like, yeah, the mini golf course sucks for them. They're gonna have to close. Like,
Right.
They're not complaining, I guess, about it because they understand they're pretty low on the totem pole of getting reopened, I guess.
Essentials, yeah.
Essentials, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like so in between, like, because everybody has good points. The people that are so against it and think it's all a big hoax, it's all a bunch of bullshit and this and that, blah blah blah. Then the people that are like super fanatics, like don't go outside and have been at home since this whole thing began for like a year. It's I don't know. Some people are like, oh, let's just do like the herd thing, like just get everybody sick and then they'll get like, or herd immunity, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Be done with it, and it's like.
But now we got two new strains, so it's like you can't really do herd immunity now because you can catch the other two ones.
Strain now, yeah.
Right. Exactly. Whereas if everybody just stayed home, followed the restrictions, went through the motions, maybe possibly, almost back up and running again. But who knows?
I don't know, because everyone wants it to be back to normal again because of how all this happened. Like, we're not going to see normal for a while still, even if we open up everything else again. Well, like, we're still going to be new stuff. Stuff has changed now. You can't just expect it to be normal the next day. This stuff has to go through certain processes and stuff has to be done a certain way now. It's annoying, and I get the frustration, but at the same time, they have to be a little bit understanding that we want stuff to be back to normal too, but
well, of course,
it's out of our control. Like, we got no idea. We got everyone. I know that at the end of the article, she wants like, give us 2 weeks, give us an actual date to give us hope. Well, no one knows what's going to happen in 2 weeks, how different it's going to be. So we can say whatever we want, but
I mean, yeah, like people
the next day, no one knows.
Everybody has to be on board with it. Everybody is so divided that it's almost impossible, really, because people are so stubborn and people are set in their ways. Then other people are, like, it just, I don't know.
And it's not to say it's like we do feel for those people who are, having to close their businesses and they're losing like their life savings. And it's like, well, the government should be helping you out like with that. Like, they have those grants, but they're not really grants, they're more like loans. You have to pay that back.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. Tough, man. Like, there's just, because like you said, there's so many good arguments for this whole thing, right? Like,
right.
If everybody protested, they can't give, like, I read a couple other articles. It's like, well, if we all opened, they can't, fine all of us. They're not going to be able to fine all of us, and then some people are like, courts aren't going to be like backlogged for 15 years because everybody got a fine for, being, not following the restrictions. So it's like, well, I mean, yeah, but then.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose of even bothering with this stuff, because the reason why we're doing this is so protect those who are vulnerable.
Right.
Like, it's not like luckily when I had it, luckily for me, I got away with it. But
for
I have
sure,
relatives who are a lot more autoimmune than I am, and for them, COVID's terrifying. So it's for them, it's a whole different idea.
Right. Of the people that do die, that do catch it, and then the of those who do catch it, who actually die from it, is extremely low. So it's like,
yeah.
No
matter what we do, we're kind of bone. Yeah.
Who are super like, like, oh, just they're 85 years old. Like, it's their time. Let's just get back together. Let's just get shit going. It's like, okay, like, relax.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's just, this whole thing is making everybody batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here.
And then that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, restrictions suck. I'm sick and tired of them. I'd like to see you guys in person. I'd like to go back to watch a movie in the movie theater. But I mean, you think when these harsher restrictions were put in place, we were getting 1,500 new cases a day. Now look at January 31st, we had 355 new cases. That's like 5 times less. So like, obviously it's working.
Yeah, exactly. So Like at certain rate is going down. Give it a few more weeks time. Well, yeah, it'll be even less still. So like,
suck it up.
Exactly. See, and that's, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for saying this. I know the government is not there for the people. I know they're not. They're there to make money. They're a business. That's whatever. Like that's what I think. But if I'm not just saying bend over and take it, but yeah, bend over and take it. Just fucking go through the loops. If it's gonna be a month and a half, whatever, take your big CERB fucking loans, relax, stay home, and then just be done with it. Get it done and over with.
Yeah, but well, I mean, like, I want to also say, like, we're totally aware that we're also coming from like a place of privilege where we're able to go to work and make money and stuff like that, and we're not owning one of these businesses that are just trying to tread water. So
absolutely. Yes, I totally feel, and I'm not.
That's what. Yeah, I got no opinion on that because I'm not in that position, so I can't argue for them. That's on their end to make that kind of argument. I can just say I
can't even imagine
exactly
your livelihood completely destroyed. Like it's such a crock of shit. Like it's not fair at all.
So like my frustration is on those who have the ability to take more matters into their own hands and have the ability to be more diligent with what they do, who are just ignoring it and not doing nothing about it. That really bugs me the most. So
and I mean, like the chamber of commerces and stuff, they should really be pushing to be like, and maybe even like, I don't know, these restaurants maybe should be like looking into doing some sort of deals or something like that, where it's like, make sure you're going out and like ordering takeout more. Let's help make sure these restaurants are there, but when we go back,
right.
And like, I don't know how you do that. Like, there's some sort of program they could do, but yeah, I don't know.
The one thing
I don't have the answers.
Early on, back when they started to implement masks back in the States and everything else, there was a sign I saw on Reddit of a restaurant down there. I forget what the whole thing was. It was like, yes, you have your freedoms, but understand, so do we as a restaurant. So we ask you to please, be cautious, wear a mask, do this, that. But at the end of it said, don't mistake inconvenience for oppression. And to me, that's been the one thing that stuck with me this whole time about this. Everyone's, yes, it's inconvenience, but this isn't the end of the world still. We're still able to focus on what we can do and hopefully get past all this, right? So that's been my whole takeaway with this whole COVID thing's currently going on, because it's annoying to wear the mask. I hate it too, but it's an easy thing to do just till it goes away. So
right. But these people are worried that it's not going to go away, and tiny little steps that we're taking here, that's not an inconvenience to us. And they think it's an oppression thing, is because they're slowly starting to implement all these restrictions until we become, so used to it that we don't even question it anymore. That's some of the theories.
Those are those glue sniffers who listen to conspiracy theories.
Like we're not living in like a dictatorship, guys. Come on, it's Canada.
Dystopian future yet.
Saint Libya.
This is the Handmaid's Tale.
Well, I heard from somebody at work that the Chinese are marching up and down Main Street, Vancouver. It's all a Chinese conspiracy. Fuck, that's a whole nother thing too, man.
Yeah, the racism is still surprisingly there. Exactly. Who the hell are we to argue about this? Like, we're just free privileged douchebags, really.
Exactly. I still work 8 to 5.
Yeah, I still slave away.
I have an opinion, honestly. I'll use that disclaimer right now. But yeah.
But I mean, we also, it's like, if anybody has a right to talk about COVID, it's Eric, because he had it.
I had it, yeah.
That's right.
Right, shut up and listen.
Shut up and listen.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I survived COVID.
Yeah. And it's not real. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, not Trump, no.
Yeah.
I had it one day, and I was doing cartwheels the next. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
I woke up one morning, and I was able to walk again. It was really weird.
It's a new strain.
Yeah.
New strain.
Yeah. I'd actually really be interested in knowing what people who have listened this far would thinks about it.
Yeah. Like, curious to hear your thoughts. Email us.
Esteemed Gentlemen hopefully we don't get too much hate thrown our way. Like, we're just saying our ideas.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Come at me.
Please
I'll
don't
throw
bring us
down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Get vaccinated. Fuck.
exactly. Get those microchips in you. Come on.
There's no microchips. Bill Gates is not involved in it at all. He just donates some money because guess what? We need a vaccine.
He's got money to burn. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dolly Parton also donated a lot of money. Doesn't mean she's gonna control you either. Fuck.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. People are so crazy. It's because they have all this time to sit around at home and think about all these terrible things. Yeah.
The conspiracy theories nowadays are out there.
Yeah, I can't wait to get the vaccine. I'm actually thinking like about maybe doing like an interview because my mom has gotten the first dose, and she's supposed to get the second dose. Who knows when? I think they said 4 weeks now or something like that after the first one.
Okay.
But I think I'd like to maybe do a interview with her just to kind of clear the air. It's like, hey, Mom, how you feeling? Fine. 2 thumbs up. I'm good.
Yeah.
Get vaccinated.
Yeah.
You got one for chicken pox. You got one for polio. You got one for a whole bunch of other stuff when you're a kid. You're fine.
Exactly.
Also, get your flu shot.
Yeah.
Those help too.
Exactly.
Still around, yeah. Get the flu shot.
You guys are funny. Funny. Always entertaining.
I like how we kind of think that it's like, are we pushing the line here? Are we making people mad? But it's like I think we're talking sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I listen to these fucking guys.
Yeah.
Listen. Maybe.
1 star, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Exactly.
I only got 10 subscribers. No.
All 9 of them off.
Well, I think that's gonna do it for this week. Unless you guys
Yeah.
have any parting thoughts here, but
No, I just want to know what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
yeah, I mean,
Are
if
you right? Are
you
you
guys
wrong?
want to join the conversation or ask a question, you can always email us at esteemedgentlemanpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. We'll usually post our question of the week on Facebook there, kind of get you guys in on the conversation. And then make sure to like the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts. We are now on Apple Podcasts. They got the email confirmation on that. So if you got an iPhone and you're listening to Apple Podcasts, you can find us there. Just search the Esteemed Gentleman Podcast. There you go.
Awesome.
Right on. Well, thank you guys very much for chatting with me, and we'll talk to you guys later.
You betcha. See you later.
See you later. Stay safe.